Hello Ringlets and welcome back to another edition of This Week in Gaming, and as I like to call it, TWIG, or TWIG, whatever. Anyways, I have an absolutely great show for you this week. I have a few new segments that I would like to bring up later on in the show, so I won't give them away. I'll actually release them later on in the show, and you won't know what it is. Anyway, here are the top stories for this week. Wii U's troubles continue in the US despite a 40% sales increase. Black Ops 2 introduces microtransactions. And Road Rash designer may fund a reboot for the series with a Kickstarter program. Just for those who don't know, Road Rash is an old game that used to be on the Master System and I loved it. Anyways, on to the first story. The Wii U's troubles continue in the United States despite a 40% increase in sales. And here is that article from computerandvideogames.com. Wii U's stuttering start to 2013 continued in the US over February, with average weekly sales of the console still significantly worse than any equivalent performance on record for PS3 and Xbox 360. Though no specific figures were released, retail monitor NPD Group revealed that in February, weekly average sales of the Nintendo console increased around 40% compared to January, which would put in the region of 64,000 for the month. Gamasutra estimated that Nintendo sold between 45,000 and 59,000 Wii U units in US during January, representing a weaker performance than the worst ever pre-successor months for Xbox 360, PS3, and even the original Xbox and Wii. NPD confirmed that US Wii sales for the console's first 3 months were down 38% from the original Wii's numbers at the same point in its life cycle. In January, Nintendo lowered its annual Wii U sales forecast from 5.5 million units to 4 million following weaker than expected demand for the console. However, Iwata moved quickly to rule the possibility of a Wii U price cut. In the past few weeks, multiple UK retailers have taken it on themselves to slash the Wii U price in a bid to stimulate sales. Nintendo President Satoru Iwata flatly ruled out the possibility of introducing an official Wii U price cut in January. Now I can say to all you guys out there that the Wii U has actually gone down in price on Amazon.co.uk. I, for one, have been worried about the Wii U since it came out. I wasn't sure how gamers would react to it. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to have a very long lifespan at this rate. Yes, there are some great games on the Wii U. Zombie U has been mentioned as one of the better games. However, at this rate, how long is it going to be able to continue for? Anyways, guys, please leave your comments about the Wii U and its possibilities for the future in the comment section below. On to the second piece of news. Black Ops 2 introduces microtransactions. And once again, here's that news story from computerandvideogames.com. So, the new optional in-game purchases have been dubbed micro items and will be made available on other platforms at a later date, according to Activision social media manager Dan Amrich. He said they will contain either personal customizations or nice little luxuries that I've seen players request. None of them affect gameplay, but they are small, specific ways to enhance your online experience. Personal packs, like dress up for your favourite weapons. Each themed pack contains a unique weapon camo, 3 targeting reticles, 1 each for the Reflex, EO Tech, and ACOG sights. And a custom player calling card. All that stuff comes as a set for 160 Microsoft points, aka £1.37 or $2. One notable example, the Bacon Personalization Pack, wraps your favourite weapon in the most delicious cured meat known to man. Extra Slots Pack. This one's for the players who requested even more loadouts and or are fans of theatre mode. You can now get 10 more creator class slots, giving you 20 in total if you've gone all the way up to Prestige Master, and significantly expand your media storage, allowing you to archive 20 more emblems, 32 more films, and 40 more screenshots for again 160 Microsoft points. Flags of the World Calling Cards pack. These packs include national flag themed calling cards from countries around the world. Packs are divided by geographical region and only cost 80 Microsoft points, which is around 69 pence in the UK, and it doesn't say how much for the US, so someone can work that out. And just before I forget, I have a shout out to do. Plasma Mushroom wanted a shout out because he actually won the challenge in my last video. Plasma Mushroom correctly answered that CM Punk's latest WWE title reign was 434 days. He also wanted me to say that, can you check his Xbox Live out? Zombie Slayer 69. I'm gonna have the text up here somewhere because it's got some numbers in it and stuff, so go and check him out on Xbox. He seems like a nice dude anyway, and he added me as well, so check his account out on Xbox. So, back to the news. Call of Duty introducing microtransactions. Actually, EA introducing microtransactions. What do we think about games that have microtransactions? Although it's not actually hurting anyone in the field of play because it's just customization, do we not think that it takes away from the player that wants to perhaps level up and earn these items by playing the game? Basically what we're saying is, you get all this stuff only if you pay for it. There's no way of earning these items. You have to pay money. And if you actually work out all the prices, it ends up being very expensive. What about some of these young guys that are playing Call of Duty at the moment and using their family's, credit card details or debit card details? I don't think it's good for them very, very much. Anyways, let us know what you think about microtransactions in games underneath the comments there. There are a lot of free-to-play games that use this model, but they tend to affect the field of play. If you buy more, you win more. But, as I say, this is more of an aesthetic microtransaction. But, aren't you a bit pissed off that you're not able to earn the items by playing the game and winning fairly? You have to throw money at EA to get these items. So, topic for discussion underneath this. And thirdly, some exciting news. Do you remember a little game called Road Rash? There was a game later on called Road Rash 3D. On the Master System, you remember? You swing chains around, knock people off their bikes. It was the best freaking racing game ever when I was a kid. Anyway, the Road Rash designer has said that he may fund a reboot of the series with a Kickstarter program. This news I was reading on computerandvideogames.com. It's one of the stories that caught my attention because it brought the nostalgia out in me. And all of us have games that we played years ago that we'll remember that we would love it if they bring them back. Bring back Road Rash! Here's more of that story from computerandvideogames.com. So, Road Rash programmer and co-designer Dan Geisler has posted on Reddit that he may fund a new game with Kickstarter if there's enough interest. Responding to a fan question regarding this series, which has been dormant since 1999's Road Rash 64, Geisler explained the absence of further Road Rash games and sparked hopes for a revival. It hasn't resurfaced because I was burned out after Road Rash 3, Geisler posted, but I'm ready to do another one now. I miss playing it too. If there's enough interest, I'll kickstart on it. Geisler also posted an image of himself with a dated sign to confirm his identity. EA currently owns the Road Rash property. When questioned about the revival of classic franchises in 2011, EA Labels President Frank Gibeau addressed Road Rash specifically saying, "We can't just put them on new tech with same gameplay from 10 years ago. We've got to have something new." So, as I said, Road Rash, the franchise, could be getting a Kickstarter. What do we think about some of these games coming back with Kickstarters? We've seen some that have worked, and we've seen some that haven't worked so much, so maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's a bad idea. Tell me what you all think, god damn it! In the comments below, Jesus! Anyway, it's time for the new section in the show, and that is this week's chart. Well, actually, I say this week's chart, but each week the chart may be delayed from weeks prior. But anyway, this is the week's chart from the USA and the UK, ending 9th of March. And here we go. Here is that chart for you now. Number 5. In the USA, we have Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. And in the UK, we have FIFA 13. Number 4. In the US of A, we have Major League Baseball 2K13. And at number 4 in the UK, we have Crysis 3. Number 3. In the USA, we have MLB 13, The Show. And in the UK, we have Naruto Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja Storm. Number 2. In the US of A, yet again there, Tomb Raider comes in at number 2. And in the UK, at number 2, we have Sim City. And are you ready for it? Number 1. In the United States of America, Sim City is your number 1. Give yourselves a round of applause, US of A. But in the UK, at number 1, you've all guessed it, it's Tomb Raider! Yay! Hooray for Boobies! Hooray for Lara Croft! And hooray for her intelligence as well, not just her boobies. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that segment, but there's one more new segment. It's the game releases for next week. I say releases, but I've only got one. So, next week, here's the game that you have to look out for. Gears of War Judgment! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Gears of War Judgment, I didn't know this until I just read it, is out on Tuesday, the 19th of March, couple of days away. Save up those pennies so that you can buy it. And you can all tell me about it, because I ain't going to be able to bloody buy it. Anyways, guys, that wraps up for this week's show. I have no new information to tell you. My situation is I'm going to continue making my videos on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and This Week in Gaming on Sunday. But I have yet to set you a challenge. If you guys don't know, I set a challenge every video for people to answer the question. Whoever answers first will get a shout out in my next video. Here we go. What date did I say in last week's This Week in Gaming was there going to be a Battlefield reveal, Battlefield 4? What date? Just say the date. Just say the day and the month. That's all I want to hear. If you say that and you're first, Tuesday, you're going to get a shout out from me. Personally, from me, in my video. Yeah, that's what you're going to get. Anyway, Ringlets, that about wraps it up. Thank you for watching this week's episode of This Week in Gaming. TWIG. High five!